You guys saw this video, right? This went like super duper viral. Like everybody was talking about this. It was captioned, well, this is one of the uploads of it. Well, I'll explain what you're seeing here and the background of what's happening here when I read the article around it. But I've got some conversation I want to have about what you see in this video that went mega viral. And of course, yes, there were consequences for what you see happen in this video, harsh legal consequences for what you see in this video. And it's just kind of an example, in my opinion, of why, to some degree, that suburban white woman fear of like the whole true crime podcast, suburban white woman fear, at sometimes kind of seems not so crazy, you know? Take a look. This is a fully real video. This wasn't staged or faked. There was news stories about this, legal consequences, everything. Pay attention to the guy here and what he does.
Excuse me, what are you doing? No, I just saw you put that underneath her dress. Absolutely you did.
No, ma'am, I really wasn't.
You absolutely did.
Ma'am, I really wasn't. I promise.
Then show me your phone.
Get away from me.
Yes.
No, we're going to call security.
No, I really...
You absolutely did. And you were following me over in the children's section.
Because I have a sister who's pregnant. Ma'am, I really wasn't.
You've been extremely close to me this whole time. Please show me your phone.
No.
I really don't mean
Let's get
to.
security. Because this is absolutely wrong.
I really don't mean to.
No, you obviously did.
No, ma'am, please, I really don't
Nope,
mean
let's
to.
get security.
So, they got security. Doesn't he cry? Did he end up crying? Is there like a version of the video I haven't seen where he ends up crying? Decayed Slav, you can't drop that in chat. You gotta provide. If that exists, if there's a version where this guy cried, like later on, you gotta provide. You gotta sauce that shit, bro. Serious question, though. Why was she recording? Still assume this is real, but it's odd. I'll explain. The full story is in the news articles, but the woman was recording because she had already seen this guy being weird with his phone, and she thought she'd already seen him, like, possibly taking creep shots of women's butts and stuff already, and so she got out her phone and started recording the guy and following him, and then caught him doing this. And she didn't confront him until she caught him on video explicitly taking creep shots. She noticed something, followed while recording, caught him committing a crime, then confronted and called for security. She did everything right, the woman who's recording this video. That's why it was recorded. Because she was doing her damnedest to be a good citizen. And she helped this girl a lot. And probably a lot more people that this dude was probably taking creep shots of, showing to his friends, like invading their privacy. And reminder, this dude was in the fucking kids section. If this dude's taking creep shots under women's dresses in public, I'm gonna take a wild... I'm fine pedo-jacketing this guy. This guy's probably a fucking pedophile. There's no reason to suspect this guy wouldn't be doing it to kids too. I'm really glad that this woman did everything right here by recording this, confronting him, calling security, and leaving the rest to the police because this guy is in a heap of fucking trouble. And we have a lot of conversations about how there's this tendency for a lot of, like, the suburban white woman or whatever to watch a bunch of, like, true crime documentaries and to get super overly cautious, overly careful. And we've covered, like, videos where it's, like, a woman on TikTok talking about the million locks she uses on her house and all that. But at the same time, is that really... I don't really think this is something motivated by, like, watching true crime documentaries or being in the suburbs making you afraid. Like, women in the city are just as like this as women in the suburbs. It's not just a white woman thing either, by any means. I think the fact is that sociologically, even if this is quite rare, and even strangers committing violent or sexual crimes against women is quite rare, interactions closer to this that never end up having any legal response done. Things that you can never really get the cops involved with, just creepy interactions, things that make your skin crawl, are a pretty much daily occurrence for women. And I feel like this is one of the biggest sociological barriers between cis men and cis women, in terms of experience, is the fact that most men have rarely been in a situation where they felt their skin crawl because another person, you know? Like, it's happened once or twice for sure, but like, I think most men typically feel pretty capable of defending themselves and pretty in control of their life and their situation, even if it's delusionally so. While women, I feel, are in some cases delusionally so, but more often than not, realistically so, constantly hyper aware of how vulnerable they are to danger. And the fact that, let's be honest, men are far more capable of outputting that danger than women are on a general basis. Obviously, guns and weapons make that, a different scenario, but in a woman's mind, another woman has far less reason to attack her than a man does, right? And so I think it's important to talk about situations like this for no other reason than to highlight that this is not like an uncommon or like unbelievable fear for women to have. Like the fear of like toilet cameras and hotel room, like changing room cameras and shit like that. It's a regular common fear that women have. I mean, hypers in chat, if you're a woman and you check the toilet for like cameras when you use a public bathroom, or use a changing room and you check around for cameras, or a hotel and you check for cameras. I don't think that's extreme. I think that is a trained behavior. Not necessarily brought about by constantly being surveilled and learning, oh, I need to do this, but just weird, constant small things happening that teach you that you can't feel safe. And yeah, I think it's a little bit toxic to suggest that this is delusion. Honestly, I felt myself kind of move a little bit on this position after seeing this video, after seeing like how confident this guy felt that even upon being recorded doing that, he could still talk his way out of it.
The Johnston County man,
like the way that he thinks so. That guy thinks so little of women, I guess, that he thought he could talk his way out of it and was so confident he could do that, get recorded, and then talk his way out of it. I don't know. It's just the gall, you know? I was going to read this article, but someone sent me local news coverage. Here, let's check this out. Clayton man charged with secret peeping at Target store and church where he volunteered. Oh yeah, he volunteered with kids at a church. His job was working with kids, which he volunteered for at a church. He got fired from that, I think. But, yeah. Yeah, I'll give you 3 guesses on what this guy's political alignment was.
The Johnston County man caught in this video, this disturbing video, recording up a woman's skirt at a Target store, is accused of doing this sort of thing before. Tonight, he's facing some new secret peeping charges because of it. The latest allegations...
I can't believe this motherfucker was taking creep shots in front of the Funko Pops, dude. This dude was taking creep shots in front of the Funko Pops and the U2s. How dare he?
Tonight, he's facing some new secret peeping charges because of it. The latest allegations happened at a church where he volunteered. WRL's Destiny Patterson.
Wait, no. These are latest allegations. This isn't even about him getting fired. These are new allegations that have come out after this story. This guy was like an actual fucking like predator.
It has more.
Here on the Johnston County Sheriff's Office website, this is the mugshot for 21-year-old Thomas Elliott. He was held here after investigators say that they identified more victims that Elliott filmed without their consent.
This video.
I don't know why, but there's something so powerful about like just flashing the mugshot of the guy at the camera. Like, here's this guy's mugshot, just like on the phone. I just love that.
Elliott. He was held here after investigators say that they identified more victims that Elliott filmed without their consent.
Yeah, they're searching all of his drives and everything, so they're going to find and identify a lot more people and stuff like that. He was doing it to kids, wasn't he? Probably. The guy is a confirmed conservative. I tried to find his social media myself. When I found out his name, when preparing for the segment, I tried to find his social media so I could see, like, if I could find his Twitter and see his following and see if it's like a list of big conservative figures. That would be really, that I wanted to be able to do that, but I couldn't find any social media.
Video shows Thomas Elliott slipping his phone under a woman's skirt in a Greenville Target.
Excuse me, what are you doing?
Little did he know he was also being recorded by another shopper.
Saw you put that underneath her dress, and you were...
This is why America needs those compulsory laws about the like sound whenever you take a photo, like the shutter sound, whatever that noise is. I think Japan has a law because this type of thing is super endemic there, especially on public transit. Yeah, he looks like John Doyle. Yeah, I think in Japan the phones are legally required to have the shutter sound and they can't be turned off. I feel like this, like, we need that law in America. I suggested that idea to my mom, and she thought that was a great idea, and mentioned another cool benefit of this is if we have the Olympics here in America, it means we'll get that same effect that happened in Japan when they did the Olympics, and you heard, like, all the million shutter sounds going off when everyone took their photos. And it sounded like the Olympics did, like, way back in the day when people had real shutter cameras for the first time ever. Like, in decades. Yeah, I think we should do that. There's, like, a lot of reasons why we should do that. Like, mandated noise when recording. Because, like, what if you're in public? Like, you shouldn't be able to, like, covertly take photos and videos of people. Why does he look like John Doyle? It's a phenotype thing.
Are following me over in the children's section.
Greenville police say this incident was just one that happened the same day. They say they identified 3 separate victims after looking at the store's security footage. That led to 5 counts of secret peeping.
It's disgusting and it's alarming.
Court documents show Elliott also faces
felony.
Another secret peeping charge from Winterville police.
Hey, felony, this guy's not going to get to vote for Trump this November.
Our sister station in Greenville, WITN, reports that charge stemmed from an incident at Open Door Church. That's where he volunteered. The church says it fired Elliott after hearing of his charges.
We used to think of him as a good Christian man and a good leader because we had him as a leader in ROTC.
Catherine McKinney and Angel Cadell say they went to high school with Elliott. This news comes as a shock.
We're scared that, like, the police might find something that dates back to track and cross country.
That's who we look up to, and it's like, it's crazy now that the person we look up to is doing stuff like this.
Well, who is that church kidding? You have to understand that, like, when you grow up in the South, you're surrounded by Christianity. I don't think you realize. I grew up in Florida, on the Nature Coast, Central Florida, and like the Hernando County areas where I spent a lot of my like schooling years. You have to understand that, like, especially when I was like that age, like teenage, everybody around me was like Christian. Like, even the kids. There were like a good section of kids that were like, you know, non-theistic, non-right-wing, generally left-leaning, perhaps even like outright socialist. There were a couple of socialist kids I knew when I was in high school. But besides that, when you grow up in the South, the majority of like the kids have been taught their entire lives that like Christian is synonymous. Yeah, exactly. Christian is synonymous with good morals, being a good person. Like, if they're not a good person, they must not be a real Christian, is the line of logic they have.
We also know that Elliott volunteered at a Pitt County elementary school. Investigators say that they've not found any evidence that Elliott had any inappropriate behavior with any minors, but the district says that he will not be returning as a volunteer. Destiny Patterson, WREO.
So at least it doesn't seem like there's any evidence he's done anything bad with minors, at least, but fucking hell. So you guys get what I'm talking about now, right? Like, I do think people can go a little overboard with the shaming women for being overly careful, because I think there's a certain level of careful that like it's fair to be, right? And then on the other end of things, you've got the dudes who shame women for not being more careful and do victim blaming if something bad has already happened, at which point it's like, okay, thank you, Captain Hindsight. Thank you for magically unraping me by telling me I should have worn something less showy. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Captain Hindsight. Thank you. You've done me such a favor. So within a radius of 2 blocks from my grandfather's house, there are 3 churches. You're in danger, Cleaver 120. Victim blaming sucks. Yeah, it does. You guys have seen, though, that there is, like, I think there's an important balance to strike here, though, right? Like, you've seen the insane, what's the, does anybody have, no, I can't find it. But you've seen those videos where it's, like, a woman on TikTok showing, like, a million different things that she does to keep people from getting into her house, or the crazier ones where it's, like, if you see, oh, no, there was a crazy one where it was a woman claimed that somebody else, like, rubbed, like, this lady at like Sam's Club rubbed a perfume-free sample on her, which she agreed to, and then it made her lightheaded, and she had to run to her car, and she said she passed out once she got into the car and locked the doors, was knocked out, and realized that she had a smell-based roofie used on her by the woman, and that she was the one who like brings in, acts as bait for the women, and then drugs them for the men to catch them whenever they get knocked out. That is not a thing, is it? Well, the thing I just described, like a smell-based roofie, no, that's not a thing, no. Like, it was literal delusion. Like, actual insane paranoia. And the fact she says she got knocked out by it when she got into her car, too, is a level of drama queening I genuinely can't even imagine. Fuck, let me see if I can find... Dude, AI art has been a fucking... AI art has been a blight on humanity, guys. Dude, look at this shit. You know this thumbnail was made with AI. What the fuck is this? Dangerous kids reacting to life sentences. What the fuck? This has to be made with AI art. There's no way these images are real. Unless they're, like, put through crazy fucking filters. What? Why does this kid have, like, an actual chain over his neck? The videos don't look like the thumbnail. That's got to be an AI art thumbnail. I swear to God, like, absolute blight on YouTube AI art has been. Absolutely. Not smell-based, though. There's powder that can be aerosolized. This lady wasn't describing that, though. But yeah, I think the core of this is the fact that there's a bit of, like, a experiential barrier between cis men and cis women that I think generates a lot of the disagreement in politics. For women, a political disagreement on an issue like abortion, for example, is a deal breaker. Like, 98% of women consider, like, regardless of what their position on abortion is, if a guy doesn't agree with them on it, it's a deal breaker. But for men, it's like 30% of men, it's a deal breaker for them if the woman, or maybe 40% of men think it's a deal breaker if the woman doesn't agree with them on abortion, regardless of what their position is, right? This is not controlling for position, by the way. The fact is, I think there is a lot of experience that women have that leads them to being, A, more politically active, younger, and in general, and B, typically leads them to be more progressive. And without this experience, without realizing how bad women have it, it's easy for men to just kind of imagine that they're making it up, they're overreacting, you know, and that idea can motivate people to some pretty insidious politics. True though, Zan? Yeah, I think so. Anyway, if you agreed with what I had to say, and you liked this video, seriously, please consider dropping a like. Every single thumbs up really does go a long way, and I really, really do appreciate it. So thank you to every single one of you guys who have done that. It means a lot to me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And of course, if you want to support me more, you can subscribe and ring the bell icon on YouTube. It always helps too. And if you've got the extra money for it and you don't need it for anything else, you can always donate, subscribe, or gift a sub on my website, xanderhall.com/live, or support me financially through YouTube, Twitch, Streamlabs, Stream Elements, Patreon, or buying merch. You can do all these things through links down below in the description. But all that said, I hope you enjoyed this segment. Thank you for watching, and have a good one.